friends, and welcome back to my channel. This is Nova Gnome Creations and I'm Nova, and I am so happy you decided to join me today. It is Monday and I am absolutely 100% having a case of the Mondays. So today is, I feel like I still have hair on my face. Today is Magical Mandala Mondays, and it is also one of the days of my 13 days of Yarn-O-Ween. And I feel like I have just dropped the ball a little bit because I feel like maybe I bit off more than I can chew. But I am like bound and determined that I'm going to make this video today anyways. So bear with me, guys. It may not be the most spectacular of our 13 days of Yarn-O-Ween. Obviously, I did not do a makeup look today. It is what it is, but I am here. So we are going to start our crochet along. Crochet along is Mandala. Just a second though. Well, it's going to be backwards, whatever. So, here's what I have to do is look at, it's really easy not to pay attention, but it's trying to make the front, and apparently, I attached one, technically backwards, because yes, it's facing the other top, it's the bottom of it, if that makes sense. So yeah, there's technically backwards crochets, they're showing, I think, is it? No, that doesn't make any sense. These aren't the backs. I don't know. Is this too much of a mess? Should I start this video over? Okay. So anyways, I'm working on my blanket. I am currently working on the setup of some petals. So this is going to be this round where we're doing this little 2 double crochets and a chain 3 in the middle, and then we'll expand on the petal and make it bigger. So like these ones we did back here, 2 rounds worth of petal. And I am using the Big Twist Value variegated Christmas yarn. This is the colorway of Merry and Bright. I chose this one just for a little bit of intrigue in here, a little bit of changing it up. I was going to go ahead and bring in the white, the Holiday Lights white that I'm using in this. However, I realized this was the petal round, or the petal rounds, and you actually keep the same color for 2 rounds during the petal rounds. So I didn't want to use that much of that white color. I'm using that as a setup color in my blanket. So like you'll notice anywhere I've used that yarn has been a smaller section, particularly at the beginning of the blanket. So I used it in like smaller bits. And it's also here. You can't see it a whole lot, but it has been a minute since I've had that white in here, so I was going to use that white, but I don't want to use that color for the whole entire petals that this part of the blanket is at. So I'm going to do this, and then I'll probably do white after that, but I haven't looked at what's after the petals, so we'll see. We'll see. Thankfully, I do still have white recently because I'm using that self-striping yarn in here that has white in it. So like if it had been a really long time since I had white, I would have already pulled white in actually before now. But I'm trying to break it up, you know, so that I don't put the whites right next to each other on the blanket. But anyways, guys, so I'm working on my blanket, but I haven't told you what I'm working on. If you have not been here for the Magical Mandala Monday videos, you may not actually know what's going on. So I am working on a little make along with you guys. Several of you guys have joined in making this blanket, or you're working on a different blanket, but you're just enjoying doing, you know, the Monday weekly kind of update video where we sit and we work on our blankets together. And I actually show pictures of your guys' blankets also, which you are welcome to send in an update, and you do not have to send in a weekly update if you don't want to, but you're welcome to. And there is no like requirement of how many rounds you have to get done every week or anything like that. So if you're way past me and you want to send in an update, go for it. If you're behind me and you want to send in an update, go for it. Like it's totally a very chill, like crochet with me type of thing where we can make this blanket together. Or like I said, if you want to work on something else, you are more than welcome to. If you would like to send in updates, my email is in the description box below this video and every video that I post, but it is novagnomecreations@gmail.com. You can send in pictures of your blanket, put Mandala in the subject line, and let me know what name to credit you as. So you can put any information you want into the email itself, but you're only required to let me know your name and attach your pictures. That way I can put you in the video, because I can't put you in there if you don't have pictures, and I can't put you in there if you don't tell me your name. I just remembered I have to edit all of the makes into this video too. So I need to get a move on. So I was going to try to get more done on this blanket before I came on here for today's update, because I haven't gotten to work on it. And I really heavily considered today, like all day today, I was like heavily considering taking the Mandala Mondays, taking a break from the Mandala Mondays during the Halloween event. But I just started doing the Mandala Mondays. I really don't want to take a break from it during the Halloween event, because that's going to be today and next Monday will be during our 13 days of Yarn-O-Ween. So just bear with me that today's kind of a mashup of both of the different things that I kind of set up on my channel. So we've got two different things going on at one time today, and I'm kind of behind. But I'm also trying to, well, okay, I've been pretty hard on myself about it, I'm not gonna lie, but I'm now going, hey, you literally are telling everybody no pressure, get done however much you get done on it. It's not like a race, you know, it's just about having fun making it. Why am I giving myself so much pressure about it? Like, sometimes you just don't get as much done, and that's fine. That's totally fine. So I'm working on round 22 right now. Yeah, I'm only on round 22. I did expect to be further, but I just have a lot of stuff going on right now. And so I'm not. But I plan on getting hopefully a little bit more back on track this week. But I've been working on the Yarn-O-Ween stuff, and then also just other stuff in my day-to-day life. And you guys know I told you Dragon Age is coming out, and so I've been playing that, and I beat the main campaign of it yesterday, and then I'm going to start the DLC, which is downloadable content for those of you who don't play video games. It's basically expansions of the storyline, where they go back and they add stuff at a later date. So I'm going to play those, but I will probably put off playing those until next weekend, possibly. The game does come out on the 31st, and I really did want to beat everything before then, but, you know, I can only fit it in when I can fit it in, so probably won't work on it this week, but I do plan on getting more caught up on channel stuff, like a lot more caught up this week. So whew, sorry that it's so late in the day that this is going to get up, because it's already like 4 o'clock and I'm filming this right now. But we are doing our crochet and chat part of it, just putting this in. And it is like, when I started working on it, I had been stressed out, you know, about being so behind, I felt like, on everything. I started working on it and I was like, oh, this is a relaxing project. It is a relaxing project where, like, you don't have to pay a whole lot of attention to what you're doing. You just basically need to see what the next round is going to be, and then once you get going, you can just keep going and, you know, go until you get to the end of your round. So once you get it going, it's pretty relaxing and chill. I know that some of you guys are doing this blanket for the first time, and some of you even as like your first blanket or your first mandala or your first like anything of this kind of a I don't know if caliber is the word that I'm looking for, but like, you know, this size, this complexity. Let me know what you guys are thinking. I know that some of you guys, I had to give you like a little push, but I really do feel like with all of the resources, which I forgot to mention all of them. I got sidetracked while trying to remember everything for this video. But there are video tutorials for this blanket by the Crochet Crowd. I will link those in the description box. And then I've also started for these videos putting a pinned comment with that information as well, just because some people find it difficult to find. They don't see it when they are looking for it. They don't know where the description box is or something. And it just seems like it's a little easier to find in the pinned comment. but I have a whole little assortment of things that I will put there. I will be linking the pattern. It is a free pattern by Yarnspirations. It is actually, the pattern itself is by Lisa Gentry, but it is a Yarnspirations pattern. It's going to look something like this when it is done. So it is the circular mandala throw, but it will look completely different based on what colors you use. Actually, this right here is this blanket. This is a past one that I have made in rainbow colors. And I set it up with my little Halloween display for the 13 days of Yarn-O-Ween. But it is a gorgeous blanket, but it is like deceivingly complicated. If you look at it, it looks a lot harder than it is. You just break it down round by round, and as long as you know how to do like the basic things, or you're willing to learn as you go how to do the basic things, like a double crochet, a chain, a front post double crochet, things like that. Even if you don't necessarily know how to do them, you can always take the time to learn how to do them as you go. But the tutorial that the Crochet Crowd put out, he breaks it down row by row, round by round with you guys, shows you on the little chart, shows you how to do it, you know, like actually how to do it. So it's a fantastic tutorial. I think that it really is pretty much accessible to all skill levels, unless you're like, you know, like fresh out the oven, don't know how to crochet at all. But if you know how to crochet a little bit, I feel like most people probably could do it. All right, almost done with round 22, doing my last little cluster. And then I don't tie off for this round. We actually stay using this color. I try to always look at least one row ahead, just to see what's coming up, because it helps me pick my colors. I'm not following the color sequence that they are doing. They have a recommended like label the yarns that you choose, like A, B, C, D, E, F, G, and then they tell you when to switch to each color. And so like you don't have to like really put any thought into it, into like when you're changing colors, what color you're going to use next and stuff. But I'm not following that. I wanted to just kind of go with the flow and do what I like thought looked cool in the next spot. But I am following where they say to use the same color for the most part, because like for the petals, the petal is actually 2 rounds to make up the petal. So if I switched colors in the middle of it, it wouldn't be the petal. Like it would like disjoint that, like, you know, visually what the petal looks like. Although I am using a variegated yarn right now, so it's going to be different colors most likely anyways, but the visual representation that you see looking at it is that variegated is going to be for those petals. So like you'll get the concept, you know what I'm saying? So I'm taking out my stitch marker here, and I'm going to be placing a slip stitch, and then I believe I'm going to be doing a little bit of slip stitching. Slip stitch into the next double crochet, slip stitch into the next chain 3 space. So we just slip stitch our way over to get into this chain 3 space, because the next part of our petals works into the chain 3 space. Okay. And then I'm just going to chain 1, and then I'm going to work that first half double, and I'm going to put my stitch marker back into the top of this half double, because that's the beginning of the round. And then we're just working little clusters of stitches into these chain spaces. Let me do a couple just to get my rhythm going, and then I'll go back to talking. Double crochet, half double, chain. All right. Okay. So I'm doing, these clusters are half doubles, doubles, triples, half doubles, doubles, triples, doubles, half doubles, and then you chain and go to the next gap and do the same thing. Go to the next chain space here and do the same thing. So I'm on round 23 now. Like I said, would have loved to have gotten further, but it is what it is. So if you would like to send in an update for your blanket, you are totally welcome to. I would love to see what you are working on, because this blanket comes out so different depending on what colors you're using. Like, you would not even believe. It won't even really look like the same blanket. But also, whatever you're working on, if you're working on a different blanket and you want to send in updates for that, go ahead, go for it. I'll put those in here too. And, you know, we're just kind of having a fun time working on blankets together. What is that? Sit my blanket on my desk. Anyway, so that's the mandala portion of the blanket, the mandala portion of the video. This is also a 13 days of Yarn-O-Ween video. So I got that little knot out of there, by the way. We are going to pull out our handy dandy cauldron. This is our magic cauldron for the 13 days of Yarn-O-Ween. Each day we are having a theme where you can make something matching the theme of the day, and I'm either making things or showing you guys things I have already made to match the theme. For some things I have given, like, I've been like, okay, I'm gonna make something for this, but I'm not gonna like be able to film this, like do all this, make the item, come back and show it to you, edit it all together and post it in a reasonable amount of time. So I will show it to you like my finished item at a later date, which you might be able to peek something right there. That is actually one of the themes that we have had, and I made my thing for it. However, I'm not going to show it in this video because there's already so much going on in this video. But I will probably show that in the next video. So I am working on my little daily themes as well. But basically, I'm either digging into the archives to show you things I've made of those themes, or I'm making something of those themes, or whatever. But I also added in a really fun little addition that if you send in pictures of your makes to match these themes, or one of my tutorials, if you make something from one of my tutorials and you send in a picture of that, you will get an entry into a giveaway hosted by me, not affiliated with YouTube. Disclaimer, disclaimer, disclaimer. It is just something that I'm doing. And what I'm going to do is on the last day, which is going to be Halloween, I'm going to do a big montage of all of the emails you guys have sent me, or not of the email, but of the picture of the item you have sent me. And I will show off all of our spooky makes that meet like all of our daily themes. So it's going to be like a really, really fun Halloween like parade of crochet items. How freaking fun is that going to be, you guys? And I'll put mine in there too. And then also I'm going to have a special collaboration going on that day where I made something to match the Dragon Age collaboration that I'm doing with my friend Ashley at Inspired Crochet, and I probably have been linking her every day in this 13 days of Yarn-O-Ween because I keep mentioning her, but I'll link her in the description box below if you want to check her out. Go say hi. She's going to be doing a video on the 31st as well with her Dragon Age make. So we're both making something different. It's going to be a surprise what we're making, but it does have to do with the video game Dragon Age, because they're putting out a new game. So we're going to be making like a little video showing off our things, maybe talking about, you know, how we got into Dragon Age, what we like about Dragon Age, what collections we have, different things like that. You'll just have to see what's in store that day. All right, guys, I have stirred the pot. I have dashed some magic in. Let's do a little extra. Okay. And I have in here a little plastic thing, and these little orange papers are all different themes. So this is one paper, confirmed. Tombstone! I totally, when I pulled this out, thought it said tomatoes, and I was like, why did I put tomatoes? Why did I put tomatoes as a theme? Tombstone, that is something I have not made. So I will absolutely be making that. Oh no, I pulled my hook out of my crochet. No. Put that back in the cauldron. Okay. Yeah, that had been a triple crochet, double crochet. You guys like the hot mess express that's going on today? So today's theme is going to be Tombstone. I think Tombstone would be really good for a granny square, or like an applique of any sort. Like you could put the applique on a granny square, or what in the world? Girl, what are you doing? I did something in the last round. You worked these clusters with 2 double crochets, a chain 3, and then 2 double crochets. In between my petal clusters here, instead of doing a chain 1, I decided I was going to put a chain 3. Thankfully, I just noticed that and didn't leave it there, because that wouldn't have been very cool. Let's get in here and fix that. Chain 1. All right, half double crochet. That's what I get for talking, you guys. I'm not very great at multitasking. Anyways, guys, hopefully you enjoyed this chaos today. This is, I think a chaotic video goes kind of well with Halloween, right? Intentional. This was all intentional, you guys. I got some happy mail today that just got here before I filmed this, but once again, there is so much going on in this video. The happy mail will wait. I will put that into tomorrow's video, because there's just a lot of chaos already happening in this video. But I hope you guys still enjoyed it. I hope you guys are having a good Monday. Hopefully you had a good weekend and you're like kind of adjusting back into the flow of the week. It's definitely a Monday for me around these parts. So here's what we've got going on for these little petals. Ta-da! That's what they're looking like. Okay, guys, I'm gonna let you go. I've been chatting your ear off for like 20 minutes anyways. But yeah, Tombstones is the theme for the day, and happy magical Mandala Monday. I will see you guys tomorrow, hopefully for a little bit more of a less chaotic video, but who knows? It's me, and it could definitely still be a chaotic video. I hope you guys have a beautiful rest of your day, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye, guys! This first blanket is by Susie from Susie's Crochet Treasures, and she is doing a Christmas version of her blanket too. I think it looks so beautiful. And then we have Lillian's blanket. You may remember this from last week's update. Something went wonky in the glitching Oh, that's accurate. In the editing process, and the blanket didn't end up showing up for more than like a split second. But this is the Spring Fling blanket that she made, and it is so stunning. It's called Spring Fling Garden, and it is on YouTube. Thank you so much for your patience, Lillian, and I'm so sorry that your little spotlight last week got cut really short. And then we have my beautiful Gail from Gorgeous Homestead. She sent in her first 30 rows of her blanket. It's looking absolutely beautiful. And she said she started making the mesh sleeves tutorial that I put up, so I'm super excited to see that. And then our gorgeous Rhonda sent in several blankets. She said that she hasn't gotten to start the blanket that we're working on yet because she's been making 4 baby blankets, but she's finally done with them for the year. And she made 2 granny square blankets and 2 of this like fluffy meringue stitch blanket, which was a Yarnspirations pattern, I believe she said, which is so cool. I haven't heard of that one before. And she asked like what my advice would be for like staging them to take pictures. Usually the thing that I do is I spread them out on my bed or somewhere, but the biggest thing is having good lighting. So, you know, if you can open a window during the daytime, that's going to give you like the best lighting. Let me know down in the comments, guys, if you have any other tips that would be helpful for somebody trying to stage pictures of their items to like really show the colors and everything. And then we have Kathy R's blanket, which is looking so pretty. I love the like sweet pastel vibes of this blanket. She made it up to round 30, and she's doing it in like a sport or fingering weight yarn. So really, really tight, with a 3.5 millimeter hook. And then she wanted to show us how she flipped her work and is working on like the front loop only, basically. And she finds it easier to do it this way, to like flip it and then put a stitch marker into each double crochet. Oh, and I just read her second email, and she said she's thinking it's going to go on the table for Easter, which is literally perfect. I think that will be beautiful. She also sent in this blanket that she did with 3-inch granny squares with 2 rounds with a G hook, and then she slip stitched them together and did a half double crochet border. This looks so squishy and amazing and like patchworky. I love it so much. And this is from Stina. She said that she is crocheting along but doing a different mandala pattern. So this is the Summer Blossom mandala pattern, and she thinks that she's on row 30 as well. That is so beautiful. I love it so much. And she said her friend Crystal is also sending in blanket updates with the one we're doing. So she enjoyed seeing hers in there on Monday. And that is so fun. I love it. I'm so glad you guys are both like participating. And last but certainly not least, we have our Nomi Julie Ann. She is doing the Juan the Yarn Addict's Fall Cow. And I think she said she's on week 6. She just wanted to start something so she could join in on the fun. And I love that so much. This is such a pretty little blanket so far. And thank you guys so much for participating. Thank you guys who sent in stuff and just you guys who are watching. If you've got a minute, leave a nice comment about somebody who submitted a blanket picture. That would be awesome. And like I said, please disregard the fact that I sound a little less enthusiastic than typical in my voiceover. My throat really started hurting, so I'm trying not to strain it too much. But I will see you guys in tomorrow's video.